If you've ever wondered if wildlife could coexist better with humans with the help of AI and drone technology, then you're going to want to stick around for my interview with Sara Nozkova, the CEO of Swedish startup Flox Robotics. They came to visit us at the Nordic Innovation House in Silicon Valley, and she shared with me what they're building and how important it is for the future of wildlife management. Welcome, Sara. I'm so excited to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Sara, we're meeting today because something about what you are doing with your technology is very, very innovative, and it is helping wildlife, it is helping the aviation industry, it is helping with agriculture, and just so many things that you're using drone technology and other acoustic technology and AI and machine learning to help people that have serious problems. Can you talk to me and tell us about what you're doing?
Yeah, of course. So what we are doing is we are combining the best of AI, machine learning, computer vision and robotics together with wildlife expertise and tailor-made acoustic signals. So that we package all the software as a payload to different commercial drones, and we manage wildlife, and we do all of this in autonomy. So our customers could be airports, it could be agricultural corporations, it could be municipalities, golf parks, and so on. So everywhere where you need to manage wildlife, you need to keep wild animals away from all the areas where they are not supposed to be, either to protect natural resources or to avoid wildlife collisions. That's where we as Flox Robotics come into the picture.
Yeah, and so Flox Robotics, you guys figured out that you could use the drone technology and this acoustic technology to basically shepherd these animals away from things like airports or fields, or for example, birds, boars, elk, like any herding animal. And so this is something that you've actually used in Sweden already, and you're using it successfully. Like, can you tell me about how this sheepdog of the future is working right now in Sweden?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we started in the agricultural sector. We work with the Swedish Agriculture Administration. We want to procurements to actually work with a couple of Swedish farmers that use the technology. But then a lot of other segments started to connect to us and reaching out to us because they have the same problems with wildlife. So we ended up having customers in, for example, city of Stockholm. So we manage Canada geese and make sure that they stay outside of public beaches, so that the city of Stockholm doesn't really need to close down the beaches due to water contamination and so on. But we are also working with Swedavia, that owns a majority of Swedish airports, to prevent bird strikes. So we work with different European and Swedish brands to manage wildlife in a way that has not been possible before.
That's amazing. So in Sweden, you were able to work with, is it 10 airports or three airports? So tell me how many airports are actually already using your technology right now in Sweden?
Yeah, so we have been working with 3 of them, and it's those that are actually mostly inclined to have problems with wildlife. And then we are looking into expanding to more of them next year.
That's awesome. And so you're outfitting, from what I can tell, like one of the things that's nice about this and the scalability is that you are using the DJI drones right now, and also the DJI, what's it called, the landing system?
The dock.
The dock, yeah. The dock, it's called the dock. So you're using the DJI landing system, and you're outfitting Matrice drones with your hardware, basically, and then that is running the Flox management system, and you're able to then have these drones autonomously take off, sometimes 100 times a day, or how often are they being triggered to, like how much are they being triggered to then, I guess, take off from the dock, go and do their job, and then come back and land?
So I mean, we package all of our software, so all the robotics, computer vision, everything is packaged into this small payload that is plug and play to DJI Matrice today, but then we will expand to other models from DJI, but also other drone manufacturers. Today, it depends on the case that we are working with. I mean, if you have problems with birds, we can be working from early morning to early evening, every second hour or so. But for example, with wild boars, during nights, it can be every third or every fourth hour. So it's depending a lot on the wildlife population that you have and the kind of problem.
And then the seasonal migration, right? So I'm sure that these Canadian geese that you mentioned are not a problem all of the time, or maybe it's worse in certain seasons because they're migratory animals. And so Canadian geese show up in, the hundreds or the hundreds of thousands. I don't know how big these flocks can get, but I think it's pretty big. And they show up, and like you said, it can contaminate the water, but it can also make it be, so that clearing the runway is impossible, and so the current solutions, which I think is so interesting that you were showing me, it was like we can basically use hunting, so we can kill them, which I can't imagine shooting a bird down does much to inform the other birds, maybe temporarily. You were saying also there's some like decoy drones that are out there, like disguised as other birds, but then that doesn't help for a long time either. And there's other sound solutions, but they're not as good. But you're able to like fly in with your drone, for example, on the tarmac, clear that tarmac in 2 minutes instead of 15 or 20 minutes that it takes right now.
With a car.
With a car. And so you're cutting down time, you're saving resources. It's something that it sounds like it can be customized to each of the locations and the animal species that are at that location. So like I'm just trying to imagine like the best use cases for us here in the US, and it seems to me like we already know some of these airports and some of these locations have a terrible time with birds, and so that seems like something that they should be checking out.
Yeah, exactly, and that's also part of the reason why we are here in Silicon Valley now. We are talking to different potential customers, potential partners. We see that there is a lot of demand and interest for our solutions. So now we are at a stage where we can actually come here and do demos, do pilots, proof of concepts, and establish those relationships to pave the way for commercialization.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really hope that all of the folks that are watching or who are listening are thinking about ways that they could use this either in agriculture or in aviation, or maybe they could use it for, I don't know, military use cases. Like it seems to me like this is almost like a defense, it's really a defense system that helps somebody who is defending against like wildlife, but also doesn't want to harm wildlife. And so this is like doing both of those things at once. So please reach out to Sara, especially if you're interested in learning more about what their company Flox is doing. If you haven't already, make sure that you check out Flox. What's the website again?
Floxrobotics.com.
Okay, check out floxrobotics.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe so that you'll get notifications for all of our future content. And as always, if you enjoyed it, remember to smash that like button and let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks so much, and see you next time.